Welcome to this Insight series on Christian well-being. Our question for this week is, we're covering the basic elements of Christian well-being, and our question is, how important is a heart for those who are lost? Number 15. As we consider the answers to how important is a heart for those who are lost and how it relates to Christian well-being, first, God first loved us before we chose to make a commitment to Him. We owe it to others to do the same that God did for us. Second, we are exhorted in several places in the Bible to love others enough to share the truth with them. And just one of many is Mark 16, verse 15. The third is we are not responsible for the other person's choice once we share the good news of the Bible and the good news of the gospel. Once we share the good news of the Bible, because it is the Holy Spirit that is instrumental in the individual's decision as to whether they follow Christ. And that, a verse for that is John 16, 7 through 15. Fourth, sharing the good news should not be onerous or painful, but rather natural and exciting. We have a tendency, and I myself included, to make it more stressful and complex than it needs to be. Our love for others needs to empower our sensitivity about when to share about the Lord with a standing request for God's grace in ourselves to share the gospel from our hearts. Fifth, we need to also pray for the courage to share your faith in Jesus and ask the Lord to arrange those divine appointments and give you the words to convey the Lord's love for that person. Sixth, the Lord doesn't want only the Billy Grahams of the world sharing the gospel. He wants all of us to be ready to share. And seventh, and finally, a heart for those who don't know the Lord is an element of Christian well-being. And we simply need to ask the Lord to give us that heart and help us follow the Holy Spirit's leading in sensitive ways and effective ways as we represent the Lord's love to others. In summary, our well-being as a Christian requires that we have a heart for the lost who don't know the Lord, and God's love when it is appropriate. We need to ask the Lord for the courage to share the good news of the gospel and the sensitivity to determine when the Holy Spirit is leading us to speak. We can also ask for more opportunities to share the gospel and for the words to represent the Lord's love for the individual involved. Now, for more insights about the importance of a heart for those who are lost or don't know the Lord, try putting the following terms in your web browser: fundamentals of Christian evangelism, the good news of the Bible, the Christian's duty to evangelize. A verse for us, I believe, to remember is the Great Commission verse, Matthew 28:19. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And those are the words of Jesus. As a suggestion for this coming week, you might think about the implications of living as a Christian ready to share your faith. Next week, we'll be addressing the question, basic elements of Christian well-being. How important is it to be honest about sin? We encourage you to live well, live wise, live long.